Friends and viewers, Edgar Allan Poe, a well-known name for his mysterious writing and for his short stories. Uh, the one which I'm going to discuss with you today, one of his short stories is a very famous one. The name of the same is The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe. So the story of this black cat starts on the eve of his death. An unnamed narrator opens the story by proclaiming that he is sane, despite the wild narrative he is about to convey. This narrative begins years before, when the narrator's honorable character is well known and celebrated. He confesses a great love for cats and dogs, both of which he says respect the fidelity of friendship. Unlike a fellow man, the narrator marries at a young age and introduces his wife to the domestic joys of owning pets. Among birds, goldfish, a dog, rabbits, and a monkey, the narrator singles out a large and beautiful black cat named Pluto as his favorite. Though he loves Pluto, the narrator begins to suffer from violent mood swings, predominantly due to the influence of alcohol. He takes to mistreating or not only the other animal but also his wife. During this uncontrollable rage, he spares only Pluto after returning home quite drink one night. The narrator lashes out at Pluto, believing the cat has avoided him. He vengefully grasps the cat, only to be bitten on the hand. In demonic retaliation, the narrator pulls a penknife from his pocket and cuts out one of the cat's eye. Though the narrator wakes the next morning with a partial feeling of remorse, he is unable to reverse the newly ominous course of his black soul. Ignored for certain now by the wounded cat, the narrator soon seeks further retaliation. He is overwhelmed by a spirit of fervorness and set out to commit wrong for the sake of wrong. He hangs Pluto from the limb of a tree one morning. On the night of Pluto's hanging, the narrator's family's house burned down, but he dismisses the possibility of a connection between these two events. The day after the fire, which destroys all the narrator's possession, he witnessed a group of neighbors collected around a wall that remained standing, investigating their shouts of amazement. The narrator discovered the impression of gigantic cat with a rope around its neck. On the surface of the wall, the narrator attempts to explain rationally the existence of impression over the course of many months. One night, while out drunk, the narrator discovers a black object poised upon a large barrel of alcohol. A new black cat has appeared, resembling Pluto, but with a splash of white on his fur. As with Pluto, the narrator experiences a great fondness for the mysterious cat, which no one has seen before. The cat becomes part of the household, much adored by his wife as well. However, following the earlier pattern, the narrator soon cannot resist feeling of hatred for the cat. These murderous sentiments intensify when the narrator discovers that the cat's splash of white fur has mysteriously taken on the shape of the gallows, the structure on which a hanging takes place. The white fur reveals the mood of execution that claim Pluto, and the narrator pledges revenge. One day, descending on to the cellar of the building with his wife, the narrator almost trips over the cat. Enraged, the narrator grabs an axe to cut the cat, to attack the cat, but his wife defends the animals. Further, angered by this interference, the narrator turns his rage at his wife and buries the axe in her head. Faced with evidence of his crime, the narrator considers many options for the body's disposal, including dismemberment and burial. The narrator eventually decides to take advantage of the damp walls in the basement and entomb the body behind their plaster without any difficulty. The narrator creates a tomb in the plaster wall, thereby hiding the body and all traces of his murder. When the finally turns to the cat, it is missing, and he concludes that it has been frightened away by his anger. On the fourth day after the murder, the police arrive unexpectedly at the narrator's apartment. Cool and collected, the narrator leads them through the premises, even into the basement. Though facing the scene of the crime, the police do not demonstrate any curiosity and prepare to leave the residence. The narrator, however, keeps trying to allay their suspicion. Commenting upon the solid craftsmanship of the house, he taps on the wall behind which is his wife's body with a cane. In response to the tapping, a long, loud cry emanates from behind the wall. The police storm the wall and dismantle it discovering the hidden corpse. Upon its head sits the missing cat. So this is the story of the Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe, how the narrator, met his end while suspiciously he, beyond his unconscious, the guilt was hidden and he could not uh, escape from that, his fate, and ultimately he was caught by the police. Thank you very much.